Hello guys, my name is Marcus from Hood Drive Performance, and today we are driving the very beautiful Quadra Turbo-R V-Tech from Cyberpunk. But more after that, just after the intro. So let us first talk a little bit about the technical data in Cyberpunk. So in Cyberpunk, the Quadra Turbo-R V-Tech has a mid-mounted 4.4 liter turbocharged V10 engine. It's putting out 607 horsepower and 759 Newton meters of torque, so it's actually a fairly powerful car. It is said to weigh 1250 kilograms, which is also pretty light. Additionally, it is equipped with a rear-wheel biased all-wheel drive system. So this means that most of the power is going to the rear wheels, but it is an all-wheel drive car after all. The stats in Forza, at least in an untuned condition, are almost identical, so I won't go over it again. But I just want to talk a little bit about the performance untuned. Untuned, it launches quite quickly and pulls great throughout the gears, just until you shift into 6th gear, because then it kinda starts to slow down. In 7th gear, you really notice the acceleration starting to decrease heavily. At the end of the gear you won't have any power left. In terms of cornering ability, the car does fairly well, but feels a little bit heavy and unresponsive. Now you're asking yourself, but are you driving the car untuned? No, surely not. We have tuned it quite a bit. Actually no, we have tuned it to the absolute limit. Which means that the car now has 1563 horsepower and 1622 Newton meters of torque. In terms of weight, there isn't much to do. We were able to shave 20 kilograms off, but yeah, you won't really notice the difference in weight. But the displacement went up from 4.4 to 5 liters. As you probably could imagine, the car in tuned condition launches extremely quickly and pulls through all out the gears very fast until it reaches its terminal velocity. The cornering ability of the Quadra-R V-Tech is good, but sometimes very difficult to control, as the car tends to oversteer even at high speeds. So that means if you're giving it just a little bit of input when you're driving fast, sometimes the car will just snap on you and start to slide, and it will be very difficult to recover. And as I mentioned before, the car is actually pretty light, but it does not feel like it. It feels very heavy and also in tuned condition sometimes a bit unresponsive. Let us pause the video for just a second where we are right now and switch over to Cyberpunk so that I can show you a little bit of the car in the game. Okay, so here we are in Cyberpunk. Now let's test the top speed of the car, and I'll talk a little bit about handling as we get further on. Okay, so now that we approach a track with a few corners for us to drive, let's talk a little bit about handling. So the car, also in this game, it feels like it's very heavy. The handling though, it's very arcadey, but the car really tends to oversteer if you're fast, but if you're going just a little bit too slow and steer, the car tends to snap on you and oversteer, which makes it very difficult to control sometimes. You can also see this here while going uphill through those tight corners, that I can't really maintain a good driving line because the car is just so unstable to drive. But yeah, so I leave you guys to the rest of this footage and then we will switch back to Forza Horizon 4. Okay, so now that we have spoken about the technical data and how the car performs, I think I will just leave you guys to the rest of the gameplay. Enjoy and see you in the next one. Bye bye!